everybody, this is Furious Fish. I'm playing Ultimate Custom Night right now, a Five Nights at Freddy's video game, where there are 50 animatronics that you can set all to 20, like this. Of course, I'm a moron and a noob, so I'm not going to do that, but instead, what I'm going to do is this. I'm not gonna turn you on anything. I am going to turn you on at 5. I'm gonna put Nightmare on to max, or actually no, 15. Put Mr. Hippo on that. Rockstar Foxy goes to that. Do you think I should put on Funtime Foxy? I thought Mangle was a she. Should I turn Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear on? Like and subscribe if you want to see me do a harder Ultimate Custom Night challenge. I'm going to put Old Man Consequences out some. What else am I going to do? Let's give Phantom Freddy some love. Toy Chica is easy. So is Toy Bonnie. I'm confident. Oh god.
I may be missing my face, but even I could see his tongue.
That ended very quickly. I'm gonna turn off those 3. I'm gonna keep Wither Bonnie and the toy animatronics on. Yeah. Let's die again. Call me a scaredy cat if you will, but I'm not good at Five Nights at Freddy's. Goodbye, chica. Never come back. Ow. You know what? I'll do the voice line for you, or for Nightmare on. Was that good? Let me know. Should I? Nah. Should I? Nah, I'm just gonna set Mr. Hippo to 20 AI. You know what? I'm gonna put Ballora on. Hear me out, though. Yep.
Now I will tell you.
Uh-oh, how unfortunate.
No, get out, Dee Dee.
Uh-oh,
I don't want to see you.
I'm gonna do
Do
a sneaky thing and throw a new contender in the ring. Watch it literally be Nightmare Fredbear. I forgot about him.
Well, it seems that your journey has ended.
Wait.
Very sorry about that. It was always going to end this way, of course.
No!
If it weren't by me,
No, I can't believe I
would have
died
just
to
been
Mr.
by some
Hippo
other,
of all people.
terrible thing. Just, you could not imagine how terrible it would be. Just, I get scared thinking about it. Glad it's not me. It reminds me of a time I was speaking to my good friend Orville. We were sitting on a park bench watching the pigeons. I was on the left, he was on the... Oh, wait, was I on the right or left? Anyways, it doesn't matter. We were sitting on there watching the pigeons. And I said to Orville, "Friend, those birds are frozen." And he kind of looked at me like I'd lost my mind. But I reminded him that it was winter, and Often birds will sit in a tree until they freeze, and then they sort of fall to the ground until the sun warms up and they can, move around again. So I said to Orville, you might as well save those breadcrumbs until the birds thaw, because they can't very well enjoy them in the condition they're in. To which he asked what I meant, and asking what condition the crumbs should be in before he threw them to the birds, assuming that I meant the birds couldn't enjoy the breadcrumbs in the condition that the crumbs were in, when in fact I had meant the birds could not enjoy them in the condition that the birds were in, considering that the birds were frozen. So he took a moment and then threw his last handful onto the ground. I said to him, Orville, why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when I just told you they're frozen? To which he responded, the breadcrumbs are not frozen. Again, misunderstanding my words. I didn't mean to say that the breadcrumbs were frozen when I said I told you they're frozen. I'd been referring to the birds. In hindsight, what I should have said was, and this would make perfect sense, why did you throw the breadcrumbs to the birds when the birds are frozen? He misunderstood upon my correction, stating that he didn't know what else to do with the breadcrumbs, and that perhaps, when the birds thawed, they'd still be able to eat the crumbs. So I said to Orville, and this is what I said to him, I said, Orville, the birds may be dead.
That ended very badly. This is the goober that Mr. Hippo was talking about, by the way. Right there. Right there. That's all I guess. Bye.